Hey guys, I'm at the Woodshed Barber, and welcome to episode 2 of the SOB podcast.
This is the barber shop, Cornerstone neighborhood.
So I'm still in the beginning of this whole thing, trying to figure out what this is, what it's going to be. But that's kind of the fun of this, it's trying new things. I've always loved the kind of informations I got from podcasts. I do miss the Barber Podcast. There's a big hole in the barber world since they've no longer been on there. And so I'm not saying that I'm the guy to fill it, but I'm going to try. So we're going to kick this off with what is going to be the start of every one of these shows, and that's just barber news. So definitely not near as much information as last time. We had that video that dropped from Ed over there at Fort Worth Barber Supply that went to the Cosmoprof show down in Miami. He saw all the things coming, so many things, and so that was a lot to unpack. This will not be near as much. But let's go ahead and start off with Andis. So Andis just dropped the special edition version of the MV2, the Kenny Duncan special edition. Could not be happier for Kenny. He's been in the game for a long, long time. That made him sound old. Sorry, man. He's been in the game for a long time. Way before Jeezy, way before, way before Vic the Barber. Kenny's been doing this for a while, man. And if you don't follow his stuff, follow him on Instagram, check out his stuff. But he's been teasing this clipper for a while. And I thought, this is just me guessing, I thought he was going to be teasing the announcement of the Phenom. I was wrong. So, dropping a special edition version of the MV2. Now, I'm pretty sure I'll probably get it, but I don't have it in hand yet. My guess is those ridges on the top may be gone because that graphic is just so clean and smooth on it. It looks like it does come with the ceramic blade, probably the charging dock, that's my guess, but it does come with a new special blade that's kind of a master taper type blend of blade for the MV2. And I cannot wait to get my hands on it. Could not be happier for him. Once again, a guy who truly deserves some recognition, getting some flowers. So, man, Mr. K. Duncan, congratulations, brother. Another thing that is supposed to come on that clipper, it does have red double magnetic Andis guards. Red ones. So we've had the purple for a long time, teasing the red ones. I'd love for them to make cream colored ones, red ones. There's too many green out there. I think Tomb 45 has got the hold on the green. Ironically, between them and T-Pop, they've got their hold on that green. But I would say I cannot wait to see what those feel like, what those look like. It's just nice to see something new. Come on, we all like that new. So new from Babyliss. Babyliss has announced, and they just dumped a whole lot on us. Everything from the Core FX, the Compact Low Pros, the Tomb 45 collab, like so much stuff that they're dumping on us. But you remember that video? I showed you a new colored version of the FX3 shaver, which might be one of their best shavers ever, especially if you're looking for a light shaver. So it was a light colored one. I was thinking, and it said lithium on it. So what my guess is, and they've said that they're not doing away with the FX3 line, but they are taking that shaver and pairing it with the Lithium FX line, which to me, the Lithium FX might be the most slept on clipper that Babyliss makes. I'm not that big on the trimmer. It's good. And honestly, if it comes with the MIM blade, which I've been using now on the Tomb 45 set, that blade is complete fire. It is so good. Very impressed with that blade. If it comes with that blade, it may be a different story. But in the past, I've not been too over the moon for that trimmer. But that clipper, that Lithium FX clipper, is so good. And who knows, maybe it comes with a wedge blade, and maybe that wedge blade is a new MIM wedge blade. We don't know. I did not see close up, but that's dropped. It's a light gray. It almost looks white. Beautiful, beautiful set. I will try my best to get a hold of one of those too. There's so much going on with Babyliss. Another thing I want to talk about as far as what they've dropped, and this is going to lead into what tonight's topic is going to be, is with them dropping the Tomb 45 collab set, I don't know how much you guys are leaning into what these guards are going to be. I've been using them. These guards, I'm not going to say, we use the term game changer way too much. But whenever I say that they are something that I think could shift the industry into what our understanding of guards are supposed to be, it's always bugged me. And that's one of the reasons I love the blade system with Andis, is you don't need such long teeth on guards. You don't. It's always bugged me how, especially once you get to like the 1.5 and 2, man, those teeth are so long. And it does not really aid that much with the cutting process. If anything, in my opinion, it hinders it. And let me explain why. So that's talking about Andis releasing these guards. If they'll probably be selling them separately. If you don't want the Tomb 45 set, that's fine. Get these guards. Get these guards. So that's enough of the Barber news. Let's get into the meat of this, what this is going to be, which is just talking about guards. What Beam has helped create with this Tomb 45 set could be, I'm going to go ahead and say it. In my opinion, this premium guard set with Tomb 45, whatever they're calling it, the T45 guard set, it, in my opinion, is the best, and I mean absolute best, guard set for the standard blade. By standard blade, I mean pretty much everything except for the Andis blades and the Oster blades. So if it's Wall, Babyliss, T-Pob, Caliber, you name it, if it's got the standard hole configuration and that standard block size of blade, the Wall style blade, these guards are the best that I have ever used. Hands down. The best. I've even tried them on other clippers just to see how they work. They're so good. Now, with Babyliss, I had a little bit of a problem with their premium guard set. I was excited for them whenever they came out because, they were more rigid. They didn't have as much flex. Wall has a decent amount of flex with their guards. Babyliss definitely created their premium guards way more rigid. And that was fine and good and all, but I felt like the teeth were too wide. And where the guard curves over the blade, where the cutting action is, it would collect hair. And to an annoying point. I mean, you'd have to, every single stroke of that clipper, it would just gunk up hair. You have to take off the guard or brush it off between every single stroke. I hated it. So I did not use them for very long. I moved on from them. I got so many of them too, because they came with the FX1 sets. Got tons of these guards, but I don't like them. They changed pretty much everything I hated about those guards and kept everything I loved with these. Now, whenever I'm talking about these teeth configurations, let me show you. So for the past, year and a half, 2 years, probably about a year and a half, my favorite go-to standard guard has been the T-Pop Deluxe set. I love this set, especially the white. It just looks good. And even though I love these, and they're good guards, they're really good guards. If, in my opinion, before these dropped, these were the best in the business. But this is a 2, and this is a 2. And let me show you why I feel the way I feel about them. From the side. Do you see the difference? Why are those teeth so long? Right there, they are even where the blade stops. Right at the teeth section, which is about right there. Why do those teeth have to be so long? To me, whenever you have, and plus you have more teeth with these. So here's the thing. When it comes to guard teeth sets, and this is the reason I've always loved the fat blade so much more than using guards under that level. More teeth means a fine-tuned precision cut. Whenever you get to shorter lengths, you want that. You truly want a clean, solid cut. Now, the reason sometimes you go for guards over that is because sometimes for blending purposes, you need a softer cut, which that's why it's good to use both. Don't just do one versus the other. Do both. But the problem with less teeth and them being longer is that from the time that these teeth start grabbing hair, there's space that hair can fall out, that hair can move, shift, whatever, before it gets to the cutting action of the blade. With these, more teeth means it is getting those hairs more in line. And by the time they get to the cutting action of the blade, which is right here, that's not a whole lot of time or space for them to fall out. Now, you may be like, well, dude, this is a 2 and this is a 2, but they're different lengths. No, they're not. You don't cut somebody's head. And look, this may be just the teacher in me. I know most of you guys know how to cut hair. Most. But for those of you who don't, whenever you take a clipper, I wish I had one wait, I do have one. Whenever you take a clipper and you snap on a guard, you don't cut like this. You lead with the teeth, rock back on the heel, and the distance between the blade here and this right here is what creates your blend. Now, some people, like this guard right here, they create a larger bump right here. So as you come out, it creates more separation, so it helps with blending. That's fine and good and all, but for me, I like doing my own blending. I don't like for the guards to do it for me. And sometimes that can be, understanding the technique you're using with these guards can mess up your blend. So if you are not rocking back on this right here, you might be like, well, why isn't it not doing what it's supposed to do? Why is it not pushing up the right way? Pushing the blend up is what I mean. Because of this little hump. So juxtaposition of that, let me show you with the 245 guards. You snap it on. You lead in with the teeth, but look at that. You're so close to the cutting action that all you gotta do is roll and you're there. You're right where you're supposed to be. And now as you come up, the hump is where that separation is consistent with that 2 length. So instead of a hump that makes it length longer, it's consistent. So as you roll up, you're not creating, as you roll up, you're not creating more of a blend for yourself later. And I know this is getting super nitty gritty with it, but it's just, this is math. This is science. You create more space between the cutting blade and the scalp, you're going to have a longer length. That's how guards work. What they've done with this is they have kind of simulated a plastic clip-on version. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the original Blur guard was like this, of the fat blade. So if you see, teeth are closer in, you go in, you start cutting right there, and as you roll, you create a little bit more of a blend right there. So that's why you can roll out with this and get a better blend. Similarly to this. So whenever it comes to standard guards, we've had so many. For the longest time, wall was the standard. Even the original just plastic ones without the metal clips, those were everywhere. The little gray half guard. You had the Speedo guards. This reminds me a lot of the Speedos. And no, I'm not talking about the swimwear. When it comes to Speedo guards, you had this big loop, this big stretch kind of attachment to it, that whenever you put them on to hold it on, instead of it clicking on, you had to pull this thing, it came down, and it created a space there that you had to pretty much work it like this. You couldn't really roll with the clipper. Hated that. But I did like the guards. They had a good blend to them. The original Masters guards, before the double magnetics, kind of had the same kind of feel, but still had those long teeth. And now, here's the thing. Even though I love Andis, I'm going to show you right here. Let's see. I'm not grabbing that way up there. This is the Andis number 2. Now notice, definitely more teeth even than the T45. Well, yeah, it's more teeth. Yeah, it's more teeth. It's also a little bit wider because it's meant for the Master Guard. But you can see right here where that blade is right here. By the time you come down, that hump is not near as pronounced as it is on these. It's way flatter. If this had more of a hooked tooth, you can see what I mean by hooked tooth. It hooks in. It does kind of what the fat blade does because it's going closer to where the teeth are going to be close to the cutting blade. Just some food for thought. This is just super geeky barber stuff. I am, I don't have anything against green. It's just not my favorite thing. If they make these in white, cream, or blue before too long, I'll never let these go. They are phenomenal guards. So for those of you who have pre-ordered the T45, you're in for a wonderful treat with these guards. If you have not pre-ordered, well, you don't have to pre-order. I'm sure that they're going to sell them separate if you don't want that clipper set. But I have been using them this is day 3 now. I'm very impressed. I'm not releasing my review yet because to me, I need to work with something for more than just a few days. I usually do about 2 or 3 weeks. I'm very impressed. In my opinion, as of right now, you know what? I'll hold that off for my review. Yeah. But good things going with Babyliss. I mean, a lot of things happening with Babyliss. A lot of things happening with Andis. When it comes to Stylecraft, these other companies, don't really know what all is coming down the pipeline. It seems like last year was like a gear up year for Andis. It was a kind of a relaunching for Babyliss with their FX1 line. They're not trying to do too much, but they're coming out with good stuff. So I'm looking forward to the future. I'm excited for it. Just out of curiosity, what do you guys think? Comment down below. I would love to hear your thoughts about what I just said about the guards. If you've got any experience with them, please. I would love to hear that too. But this is what this is going to be like, just talking barber stuff. It could be longer, could be shorter, could be an hour long, could be 20 minutes long. I have talked to people that I'm going to have on this in the future, so we're going to be able to do interviews. I'm definitely going to extend an invite out to Concise. Me and him can hit up sometime on this and do something with that. I think Matt Andis has said that he'd like to participate. Same thing with Dennis Joseph. We'll get this going. So, and also, you guys know I have, I work with T-Pop a little bit on some stuff. The maverick of the barber community. Also, open invitation for him, man. I'd love to talk some shop with him. But I will say I'm always going to keep this show lighthearted, not take ourselves too seriously. We cut hair, and it's a privilege to do so. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please click that like button, subscribe, share this with your barber friends. Let's get this community growing. Let's keep those comments humble and kind, and as always, I'll check you guys in the next one.